Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming today. We're excited about today's event. Lots of great conversations and discussions that we're going to be having, and it's great to see the networking and everyone get to see each other. Just a quick update on the agenda. I'm just going to give a quick CTWIA update. Then Melissa Biggs from DePino, Nunez, and Biggs is here to give a legislative update. We do have a panel discussion that's really going to be focusing on, I think in one of the agendas it said small communities, but really kind of focusing on protecting our sewer capacity as we continue to grow. Obviously, we're trying to add housing and support growth throughout our communities and our sewer systems, and our plants are going to need to be able to support that. We do have a coffee and cookie break. I know everyone loves the cookies here. Ted Donahue from Litchfield is going to be giving a case study that's going to kind of connect with the panel discussion. CTDEP is here. Yvonne Hall is going to be giving an update on the Clean Water Fund. And also Lori Salaby was going to be here, but she can't be, so there's going to also be a conversation on contaminated soils, which I know is of interest to a lot of folks. Unfortunately, Scott Goodinson was going to come and give a NUIA update, but he wasn't available this morning, so we'll have to stretch out some of the other conversations and kind of fill that time. I do want to just a couple of thanks. I want to thank the CTWIA board and committee members. Really the way that we're structured with committees, they're really the people that are making this organization move forward and support this entire community. The different committees do a great job of working together and also focused on specific items. I do want to thank Larry Murphy. He is our expo and workshop chair. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, but he was the one that actually helped organize most of this event. I do want to thank Bridget Buckley with Greater New Haven. She might be outside. She is instrumental in getting this event set up and getting everything organized and keeping us moving forward in the right direction. NUIA staff, Mary Barry, Janice Moran, who's I think also outside, and the other NUIA staff. I don't know if you guys know or not, but they actually are behind the scenes helping CTWIA out with administrative tasks, organizational. We don't have an executive team or a full-time staff, so NUIA helps support us in that way. Just want to thank the AquaTurf. They always put on a great event. The food is great here. It's a great venue to have an event, and we just want to thank them for that. Lydia and Craig for the videography that you guys do. It's great being able to go back to the videos later on the website and being able to see what was said. And most importantly, the sponsors. This organization wouldn't be able to run without the sponsors. Obviously, we all pay membership dues and pay for events, but you know, if we all wanted to dig into the financials, it's really the sponsors that really help keep this organization moving forward. I did want to mention, it was brought to my attention earlier this week, the founder and CEO of Kovacs Construction, Dick Kovacs, passed away earlier this week. I think his service might actually be today. And so Kovacs Construction obviously does a lot of work throughout the state, and a lot of people are impacted by the work that they're able to do. And I know Dick was a very strong leader throughout the community, so just wanted to pass on that message. So just a bit of a CTWIA update, kind of focused on the committees that are really doing the work. Government Affairs Committee is led by Jeff LeMay. There's obviously a lot of advocacy we need to do, a lot of communication with our legislators to make sure that things are done in our best interest and the community's best interest. And Jeff does a great job coordinating with DEP and DPH, and also Melissa Biggs, who's helps out at the legislative level. So that's been very helpful, and Jeff's been doing a great job with that. Membership, engagement, and communications. Vanessa McPherson has been running that committee. Unfortunately, she's not able to be here today. One of the big pushes when I started was to get young professionals more involved. It's very important as we get older that the young professionals are coming in. So we haven't started yet a young professional committee, but as part of the membership committee, they are kind of creating a Young Professionals Committee, and that'll eventually be a standalone committee. Audrey Carl from CDM Smith has been kind of leading that effort and doing a great job with it. They had their first networking event back in September. It was a tour of the Mattabesset treatment plant, which we greatly appreciate. And then there was a brew part at a brewery in Portland. It's a great event. They had a trivia as part of it, so we got to learn a lot about wastewater that we maybe didn't know about. So it was an exciting event, and we're hoping that they can continue to grow that group and get more YPs involved. The networking group, which is led by Sidar Umar, we had our summer outing. We had a Yard Goats game that was really exciting. Here's just a couple pictures. We were actually out in Yao Field. We had a really great shot of the field. And you could sort of see it off to the side. The main camera that is normally filming the pitcher and the batter was actually right in our corner, and kept actually turning around and putting the kids on the Jumbotron. So they were really excited about that. They are planning the winter event, which is a ski outing at Stratton. It's normally in February, so look out for the save the date for that. We do have a small communities and collection system committee. They've been doing a great job. You know, historically, we've kind of been focused on medium-sized and large-sized communities, but we can't forget about our small communities and communities that are just collection systems only. So they've been doing a great job of events. There was a Poo and Brew, Flow and Brew back earlier this year, and they're actually planning one for later this month. It's actually going to be on October 29th. They're actually going to be visiting a small treatment plant that's at one of the rest stops on I-95 in Madison, and then going to Coastline Brewing at 5:15. So keep a lookout for that. I think there's already been some postings put up for that, and that's going to be an exciting event. I do want to mention the Operators Committee. We're actually right in the middle of the Operators Exchange. So we were partnered with Vermont this year, and Max Tier. Max, if you could stand up, wave. Max is actually with Max is with Springfield, Vermont, and has had the opportunity to tour around the past 2 days. Went to Vernon, Manchester, MDC, Meriden, Wallingford, and Greater New Haven over the past 2 days. So that's been exciting for him to get the opportunity to see plants and see equipment that maybe he doesn't have an opportunity to see up in Vermont, and can maybe bring some of that knowledge up there. We then also had dinner on 2 of the nights, and Max was talking about how he only has to do monitoring for phosphorus and nitrogen, and we were all jealous of that. And you know, eventually maybe he'll have it actually built into his permit. And you know, the things that he got to learn here, he'll get to pass on to there. Hopefully no one is here from Vermont DEP to hear that. We are going to be sending Bert Galpin from Thomaston either later this month or early next month up to Vermont to get to do a similar tour of their facilities. We are paired with Maine next year, so we'll have an opportunity to be doing that, and in the near future we'll be reaching out to see if folks are interested in participating in that. We are working on the agenda for the 2026 Operations Forum, which is going to be February 20th at the AquaTurf. And we call it the Operations Forum. At one point it was called the Management Forum. It's important to understand that the agenda really tries to cover management, engineering, operations, and kind of all the topics that we have of interest. And then last but not least, I can't forget about the Ops Challenge. Jason Nenninger and Uday Kara run that committee. It's a great event. It's a great program to be part of. Unfortunately, they didn't get out of the Northeast region this year, but Jason is working on, and Uday is working on developing a team. They do have a few participants at this point, but we could use more. So if any operators are interested, it's a great learning experience. It's great to work with other operators and be able to participate in it. And we also need support from management to be able to allow the operators to participate in. So just keep that in mind as we move